coming from Houston. My mom used to live in Clear Lake. Had an antique store right in the shadow of NASA. I mean, there's no actual shadow of NASA because it's all pretty much like 1 or 3 or 4-story buildings, but right next to it. And it was, kind of nice little bit of irony, having an antique store at NASA. But I guess if you work at NASA, you have a craving for antiques when you get home from work, for something a little bit different. And so, while my mom had this antique store, she actually moved to Clear Lake after I had moved to Austin. And she would sometimes call me, and I would help her when she would go to estate sales. When she was looking for things to keep her store stocked, we would take this old U-Haul trailer, or it was a U-Haul trailer until it was no longer good enough to be a U-Haul rental trailer, and then we bought it. Doesn't that sound like a good idea? And so we would go to estate sales, and I would go with so I could lift heavy things and do grunt labor. But really, I was always hoping that somebody would come out, like one of these things and go, "Yeah, this old guitar's just been under Granddad's bed for 75 years. Why don't you just take it?" I don't know why anybody would want a guitar entirely made out of metal anyway. Never happened to me, not even once. But I did find a lot of really weird instruments. But usually by the time it reaches the estate sale point, they're not in the best of repair. They're sometimes damaged, destroyed, or somehow irrevocably altered, and that really has colored my whole musical approach up to this point. One of the things that was in one of these auctions that I bought was a plastic banjo, a harmony banjo. Harmony was, of course, a line that you would order out of the catalog, and the plastic banjo was in case you couldn't afford the wooden banjo, describing the level of poverty it has to make you cry. But I also thought it was interesting because it's a banjo, right? That's one of the oldest stringed instruments that there is, a stretch gourd instrument, the likes of which came from Africa, and then it was made out of plastics, petroleum-based plastics, so sort of a space-age material. So this wonderful collision of old and new. This is the song that I found inside of it.
Every time I see it, I remember what it's for. My brother signed up so he could make his stake. They sent him to Iraq, it's just a year and a day in the showdown. He was shot from the rear. They make those bullets 16 miles from here. All he ever wanted was his own piece of ground, and now it's 3 feet wide, 6 feet down. All he ever wanted was his own piece of ground. And I ain't ever gonna leave my hometown. about 10:30. And I'll put on my best again. I got a half tank of gas, bigger than they can. Meet them back of Johnson's land, and by the time they get home by breakfast time, put the wets and the wash, get them out on the line. For the state since you know the wind turns around, raffles in the rack before I get town. For the state since you know the wind turns around, and I ain't ever gonna leave my hometown. Well, there's a Navajo pipeline cuts through the town, feed the rust and mosquitoes of the blood from the ground. I watch the sun go down through a hole in the pipe, and there they left when they laid the power line. Well, there's a 12-gauge full choke, you tell by the sound, but I ain't ever gonna leave my hometown.
Thank you very much. That song and others just like it are available on CDs. If you like that sort of thing, and as a special added bonus, with every CD, t-shirt, or koozie you buy, my daughter gets another bite of food. And of course, don't forget to tip that bartender and the waitress, even though there's not waitresses. But just in general, tip waitresses, because it's necessary.
That's right.
And the right thing to do.